Hello, hope you're doing good. I'm doing well. God has been good to me. Yeah, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine a couple of minutes ago, and I know it's late, but he just, we discussed a couple of things, and just one thing just got my attention, and I thought it's worth sharing, and I just decided to make this video, and I hope it can help you as it did to me. So I asked him a question about how have you handled rejection in your journey of life? As a person who is very successful, done well for himself, from humble beginnings, built a business worth a couple of millions, employing quite a number of people. Yeah, he's doing well, family, all this stuff. He's doing good. And, he's the kind of person who I learn a lot from him, business, life in general, and all this stuff. So, and then he gave me one of the answers that I think I've never heard it before. I've read a lot of books, more special sales, marketing, and all the stuff, talks about how to deal with rejection when you're trying to sell product or service or, whatever, relationships and all kind of stuff. But the answer was just so unique and so simple. And he said, his answer was like, listen, he said, I don't care whether you're a billionaire, millionaire, or a person who's just trying to survive. Rejection is real. And he tried to give me some of the scenarios in life, like a real thing. For example, you're dating a person and maybe you've been dating for 1.5 years, 2 years, or 3 years, and you've invested a lot in this, a relationship, and you're expecting to get married one day, and then all of a sudden a person flips. Okay? And you've invested a lot after 1.5 years, 2 years, 3 years, even maybe more than that. The person flips, marries another person, gets married to another person. How do you deal with that? That's painful. Okay? More especially if you did invest a lot and you see the person getting married to somebody else. That's painful because there are emotions involved in that. Okay? You go for interview, got everything all together, and then you don't get picked, and probably somebody who is not as qualified as you gets picked. You work hard, you bad off at your work, really work very hard, expecting a promotion, and then somebody who doesn't even work as hard as you gets the promotion. That is painful. It sucks. It is what it is, but it's very painful and it's just real. You lose your loved ones, husband, wife, children, or whatever, parents. That is very painful. Those kind of things are just very painful. These are just scenarios that can make you so emotional and very painful. But just let's focus. I was focusing on the idea of rejection. You're trying to make a sale, trying to build a business, and people say no, 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 and all you get is no and no. You're trying to pitch there, say no. You're trying to raise funds. Even the people that we expect to help you at the lowest point of your life, it's like they don't even see you. They don't even see you at all. How do you deal with that? Those kind of rejection in life. And they happens over and over and over in life. But then you keep moving until you win. How do you deal with that journey? And he said that thing is real. It happens. And sometimes people try to fake it or sweep it under the carpet. He said, no, it's not good. You have to learn how to deal with it very well. And he said, by default, we human beings, we are emotionally attached to the outcome of anything because we are expecting something. Unconsciously or consciously, we are expecting something. We're in a state of expecting. So whatever outcome, whatever happens, we get emotionally attached, emotionally hooked to that thing, good or bad. So when a bad thing happens, really bad, you get rejected, you get dumped, You lose a boyfriend, a girlfriend, you lose a husband, you lose this, somebody, you get a divorce. It's a rejection. You fail the exams, you don't get the job, you don't get the deal, you don't get the sale. Those kind of things, we get hooked to the outcome of that thing emotionally. It's just natural. By default, we are just like that. And when you win, it's the same thing. That moment, you feel good. You feel all the butterfly in your stomach, and the dopamine is all over your system. You feel good when you win. And that moment is real because we emotionally get hooked to that moment. But he said those two moments, the bad and the good, can do you good, and they can also do you bad. If you settle in that moment for a long time of winning, of that emotions of winning, that thing can end up destroying you. The other side as well. But one thing that you have to do is you have to learn, and this is not natural, you have to learn to detach yourself from the outcome. Whether good or bad, learn to detach yourself from the outcome so quick. So when you win, you close a deal, you get a date, or whatever, something happens, you close a big sale and you get that contract, you get a job. Learn to detach yourself from the outcome. Those emotions, learn to detach yourself. On the other hand, do the same thing. And my question was, okay, how I get it. How do you do that? How do you detach yourself? How do you decolonize yourself from the outcome? And then he said, when somebody say no to you, for example, you're trying to sell something to somebody and somebody say no, there are three things that happen. It's either they said no to who you are, or they said no to what you are, or both. When somebody is saying yes to you, it's the same thing. It's either they are saying yes to what you are, or who you are, or both. So when you're trying to get a date, okay, in most cases, the person says yes to you on what you are, and then when you, along the way, who you are, and then both. Isn't that profound and so true, but so simple? Yeah. And sometimes they can start with who you are, then what you are. But in most cases, because we are social human beings, we start with what they are. Yeah. All right. So, okay. So he said these are the things that happens when somebody say no. It's either about who, what, or both. Now, he said here is the biggest problem and probably one of the biggest challenge. The system, this world that we live in, teaches us about what we are and not who we are. And this is the big problem, because if you know what you are and you don't know who you are, it's very, very, very difficult to detach yourself from the outcome of anything that happens. More especially the bad thing, the rejection. It's very difficult to detach yourself from the outcome of rejection. When you know what you are and you don't know who you are. And probably the majority of people, we understand and we know what we are and we don't know who we are up front. So he said it's very important that you understand and you know both. You know who you are and you know what you are. And when you are clear up front on all these two things, it's very easy to get over when somebody says no. It's painful, but you can get over it. And when you win, you also get over it so quickly that you move on to your next move. You don't dwell on it. So you get a job. Okay, I get a job now. How do I do best that I get ahead of most people? Or I get a sale. That's good. But how do I get another sale? How do I close another deal? How do I get another contract? Now, okay, that the girl has said yes, it's a good thing, but how do I keep this relationship? All right, now we married, but how do I keep this marriage together? So get over that excitement. Make sure you detach yourself from that outcome so quick and move on. The same thing, okay, we got divorced. It's painful, it's bad. All right, he dumped me. Oh, she dumped me. All right, it's real, it's painful, but okay, I know who I am and I know what I am. What's my next move? So know who you are, understand, be very clear on who you are and what you are. And when somebody say no, you can easily move on and do it again. And you don't have to pile those outcomes. No, don't sweep them under the carpet. No, don't pile them. You know who you are. You know what you are. First, who you are, what you are. That's it. And I thought this is worth sharing. I think it's very important. So this 10 minutes, 11 minutes, whatever, I think it can do some good to you. Probably if you're going through something of that nature. All right. Have a killer weekend. And till next time, love.